Hello, everybody, and welcome to the PHLY Eagles podcast on a Tuesday afternoon. Tuesday afternoon. Bo Wolf, Zach Berman, and look who it is joining us from the start of the show, Fletcher Cox, live here in studio. Fletch, how are you? You know, late arrival on Tuesday night, I guess, or Monday morning, whatever it is. It's all. Who knows what day it is?
This is running together for me right now, but I'll catch up on some sleep at some point of this week, hopefully the next few days, and be ready to go again. Luckily we do have a Monday night game, so that plays
Thanks to Roger Goodell,
yeah, right. Thanks to Roger Goodell. But I'll get right and get back into feeling better. But it is what it is. Time to get back to work.
Well, we got a lot to talk about today. We will get further into analyzing the game against the Cowboys. We're going to talk to Brian Balder in a little bit. But also, everybody in the chat, I mean, I know you don't want to make a big deal about it, Fletch, but how about a little, wish the man a happy early birthday tomorrow?
Appreciate it.
Got a big deal going on. And you made a huge play in the game against the Cowboys. I know, obviously, the result was not what you wanted, certainly not the score. But could you take us through the play itself, the sack fumble of Dak Prescott?
Man, it was just, it came at the right time, where we kind of needed a little spark. And, we finally got them in a passing situation when they had to throw the ball. And, I got a one-on-one blocks, and we always talk about winning one-on-one blocks and finding ways to win one-on-one blocks. Obviously Zach's a good player, and we've been going at it for a long time against each other, and I got the best of him on that play. Was able to get the ball out, and then was very happy to see Breadman Jalen pick it up and stumble to the end zone. So nothing like a big man touchdown. So that was a process of that. Hopefully, give us some spark, and turn things around.
No doubt about it. Go ahead.
The expression that in the locker room after the game that you said was, "You'll find out who the dudes are this week." What did you mean by that? And who are the dudes? What is like what exactly do you look for this week from those guys?
I mean, the guys, it's honest, and I'm honest, and I'm a good teammate and a good leader. And I didn't put that to nobody. I know I included myself in that.
Yep.
And you find out who the guys are, the leaders, the guys that say they're leaders. When times are bad, this is time. Being a leader requires a lot. It's good when things are going good, but you also got to make it good when things are going bad. It's just something that it's a process right now that we're going through. It's let's not get it twisted down. We're 10-3. Right. We lost 2 games in a row. We didn't understand. We didn't know what that felt like last year to lose 2 games in a row. We're fighting a little bit of adversity right now, and we talk about responding, but hell, we got to do something about it. We didn't respond from the first loss. But I think we'll take these 2 right here. We'll learn a lot from it, and we're moving on to Seattle.
And what goes into that in terms of showing who you are and being able to bounce back? What are the things that you guys need to do this week?
I mean, if you got to go back and, we just take a couple plays out. I think, another one of those weeks, this past Sunday night where, they were in those manageable 2nd and 1s and 3rd and 1s. There's no, I don't care what defensive coordinator, who's the defensive coordinator. There's no good call for that. If we were speaking ball or we're talking about, people that know ball, there's no good call for that. But we got to be better. We're really good when we get teams behind the sticks. In the second half, when we got them behind the sticks, we were able to, to kind of force them. I think we held them 9 points, whatever that was, and we got to continue to do that. Get teams behind the sticks, and we got to create some turnovers. Get our offense the ball back, and with short fields to go and score.
You said don't get it twisted. You're 10-2. Oh, I'm sorry, 10-3. Those 10 wins jump out, but the reality is you've been here for 12 years, right? You have that perspective that during a losing streak or 2 tough losses, it can be a tough place to play, and you can stay even keeled. For some of the younger players or some of the guys who are new here, this might be a new experience. What's the sentiment in the locker room to those guys? How do you explain it?
My biggest thing is to explain it to those guys, believe it or not, Zach, is, I don't get to this. I went in today and, I had the biggest smile on my face, and a lot of people probably, you may think I'm crazy, but, those younger guys, even the guys that was on that team last year, they didn't get a chance to feel that, what it's like to do that. The guys this year now, it's late in the season for those guys, and we've lost two games, and I don't want those guys to see me down and pouting and complaining and about any little thing. You know, I try to keep that spirit up, right? There's so many highs and lows to this game that we play. And, you know, right now we're at a low, but there's sometimes early in the season we're at a high. And, you know, I look at myself as, you know, as a leader, and I want to be able to let those guys know that all the time it's not going to be this way. You know, we had two bad weeks, and, you know, we got to learn from it, as I keep saying, and move on from that. And, you know, let those guys know that I'm here to lead them. And I always got to have that positive mindset.
We, you know, have seen the way that Nick handles adversity in years past. This is our first time seeing Sean Desai. What is it like? What is he like in the building, personality wise, when you guys are going through something like this?
You know, he want to find ways to make us better. You know, find ways that, he's himself. You know, and, you know, he called the plays. He's our play caller. We got to go out and execute what we got to do. You know, and I think that's him. You know, we had a meeting today with him. You know, our regular defensive, you know, post game report. We go over the same things: what we did good, what we didn't do good. And, you know, that's the way he is. And, you know, he's just honest. He's honest with himself. He's honest with us. And I respect it a lot about him.
We've seen you stop the bleeding against Miami in the second half, Kansas City in the second half. And then we've seen the past 2 weeks as well. What's the difference with this defense when you're playing like that and you're able to beat those top offenses, and what we've seen in these past 2 weeks?
There just is just so many things that goes into it. You really find out how teams are trying to attack you. Right. And we don't make a whole lot of changes. You know, we just maybe do a few things that we've practiced in the week, you know, that we probably didn't run in the game, you know, a whole lot in the first half. And we trying to kind of go back to it. But, you know, we go in and we see what teams are doing against us. We're seeing, you know, how they're attacking certain areas against our defense. And we just kind of get a hold on to it. But we got to start fast. You know, we just can't keep waiting until the second half to, you know, to do that, you know, and not as far as this is Justin, but, you know, as far as, you know, putting these fires out early. And, you know, not digging ourselves in a hole.
If I can gas you up a little bit, I was talking to some people the other day, and it like the impression seems to be, and I think I agree with this, that you are probably having the best season of anybody on the defense right now. You're having a great season. Not to say that you haven't always been great, but do you feel like that at 33 now, almost, you are putting on for one more day? We'll get ahead of ourselves. 32 at 32 and 3/4, as like my son would like to say. You know, put in the 3/4 there. Do you feel like you were having like a vintage Fletcher Cox season?
I mean, if you want to put it that way, you know, if you want to put it as vintage Fletch, you know, we can call it that. Maybe that's something we can come up with, vintage Fletch.
Okay.
I mean, it's just one of them things, man. I'm just enjoying it. You know, I'm just enjoying it all. Just enjoying this. You know, the time I get to spend, and, you know, in that locker room, the time that I've been here in the city of Philadelphia, you know, just enjoying it, and, you know, honestly adapting to the younger guys. You know, let's be honest, I have to adapt to them. They didn't have to adapt to me, you know, because you know, they like different music. You know, I adapt to it. I have fun with them. You know, they want to dance around. I have fun with them.
Okay.
You know, they want to have.
What are they introducing you to?
I mean, they listen to all kind of stuff, all kind of new music, and I just be like, all right, man, you know, that's cool, but, you know, let me turn my old Jeezy on, like, you know, that's what I want to do. But, you know, those guys, you know, they want to, you know, have funny conversations and joke around, you know, those type of things like that, and that's what I like about it, you know, hanging around them guys. And I will say, you know, there's one thing that really sticks out to me with those guys is, you know, especially being in that room, they don't complain. You know, when we're doing in practice, or you know, having to do a drill or something like that, those guys don't complain, and that motivates me, you know, to even want to even do this drill, or, you know, in Indy, you know, even more.
Now, I agree with what Bo said there, and I'm not just saying that because you're here. I've written it that you're playing at a high level this year, and you've had years that are more prolific sack years than this. You have 4 this year, and it's a debate that we have on this show a lot. I've talked about it with defensive coaches, defensive players, like how to interpret the sack statistic. And I'll be candid with you. I think it's really important because it's a negative play. And then I hear some coaches say, no, hurries and pressures matter more. What's your perspective on sacks? Is that a way to evaluate a defensive lineman? Is there a better way for us to do it?
I mean, realistically, you know, listening from a D tackle spot, you know, I mean, I think, honestly, if I kind of look back, I think my average may be 7.5, 8 sacks since I've been in the league. I had 1 year where I had 10.5.
Yep.
And I think that one game I had 3, and that put me over, you know. And you kind of need, you know, one of those games that, you know, those 2 or 3 sack games to kind of get you up there. But sacks are important, you know. I mean, I'll take a sack over a hit or a pressure all day. But, you know, rush and coverage, rush, it's all got to work together. You know, they're both married. And, you know, you always, when the quarterback's back there patting the ball, you know, and you get one-on-one blocks, you got to get there. You know, the DBs are covering. They can only cover for so long. So that's the good part about, you know, getting sacks is well-deserved. And you got to thank the guys in the back end for strapping people.
All right, I've got another trivia one for you and Zach to go back and forth on. We always hear about like the connection with the guys in your draft class, the 2012 draft class. Would you rather do the first round picks or the guys who are still in the league?
In 2012?
Yeah.
Let's go with the guys that's still in the league.
Guys who are still in the league. All right, there are 21 guys who are still in the league from the 2012 draft class. Let's see how many. We'll go back and forth. We'll let you go first.
All right, I'm going to go with Bruce Irvin.
Bruce Irvin, correct.
All right, this is a hard one here.
21 including Fletch, so 20 other guys.
I have to get my years here.
I feel like this one is.
All right, I'm going two up on him right
Fletcher's
now. I'm going Stephon Gilmore.
Stephon Gilmore. I was going to say there's a guy from the game.
Fletcher's going to beat me on this one because I'm thinking the guys drafted around you. Brockers is not in the league anymore.
Nope.
Luke Kuechly's not in the league anymore.
Nope.
Dontari Poe. I remember this was, you weren't here for this. This was the pre-draft media availability before the 2012 draft. And all of a sudden, after the press conference, Jim Washburn comes strutting down with Dontari Poe, like next to him, was like, oh, like introducing everybody to this guy. It's like, I think it was a little bit of a throw him off the scent. This is the guy we really want.
I'm trying. You're putting me on the spot here. Fletcher knows.
Sorry, Zach.
Yeah, Fletcher will know this class more. I'm going through in my head. I remember like where I was covering the Giants at the time. David Wilson was their first round pick. Yeah. He's clearly not still in the league. Going through the teams. Who else is on? Who else is jumping to your mind?
I'm two up on you right now. We're waiting on you.
Zach will tell you. He'll give you a hint. Zach Ertz's son.
Harrison Smith.
There
Smith. You go. Harrison Smith.
He said Zach Ertz's son. Zach, you hear
that? He meant that as a compliment.
Yes. A couple quarterbacks.
Let's see. This was Blaine Gabbert, right?
Blaine Gabbert was not this year. That was a different year.
Okay.
This it's actually pretty tough because my mind is blowing right now.
Okay. Man. This is
a couple
tough.
Really good linebackers, another really good pass rusher. You got anybody else in your mind?
Another good pass rusher?
Let's see. I will give you. I mean, a guy who.
Are we in first round?
Wait. Okay, here.
No, the whole draft.
Okay, the whole
draft. Guys who are still in the league.
All right, well, then Russell Wilson, because that was the year that the Eagles took Nick Foles.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that, and then Levante David, because that was the year the Eagles took Michael Kendricks.
There was. He was.
And then there's another linebacker.
Another linebacker.
Potential Hall of Fame linebacker.
Huh?
Bobby Wagner.
Bobby
that was the year. Yeah. He was also a second round pick that year. All right. I was thinking exclusively
one
first
guy
round.
From your Eagles draft class.
Dennis Kelly.
Hey, let's go.
Okay.
Very nice. A quarterback who used to be in the division and you guys have played against a lot.
They used to be in our division?
Yes.
That we played against a lot. He was a starter?
He's still a starter.
I know who it is here. Yeah, it's a guy you've sacked quite a bit.
Kirk Cousins.
There you go. Yep.
Very nice. A different quarterback, the first player drafted among this group who is still in the league and is injured as well.
The first player drafted in this group.
So he was drafted ahead of Fletcher.
And a quarterback.
Yes.
So that year was
RG3.
That year was Andrew Luck, RG3.
Titans.
Yes.
Tannehill.
Yes.
Okay,
very
Tannehill.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay, the pass rusher, who is a very good player, went 21st overall to the New England Patriots.
He's not in the league anymore. Chandler Jones.
Oh, I guess he's
not in the league.
He's not in the league, but he's an active player.
Active player. Yeah. Chandler.
You got some offensive linemen. I'm not going to make you guess Riley Reef, but
I wouldn't have guessed that one.
Kevin Zeitler.
Okay.
The punter Brian Anger. Not going to get that one.
Okay. Third round pick though.
A very good linebacker currently on the New Orleans Saints.
Demario
Davis.
Mississippi, stand up.
There you go.
Let's go, Brandon, Mississippi.
The kicker from last night's game, Randy Bullock. I'm not going to make you guess that one. Another kicker, Zerline. Justin Bethel, Kelvin Beachum, Marvin Jones, who I think is still on on the inactive list, and then also Josh Norman, who's on
there you go.
a different list. So there you go.
Yeah, we was off.
Okay.
But I mean, the guys drafted ahead of you, Fletch. Luck, RG3, Trent Richardson, Matt Khalil, Justin Blackmon, Morris Claiborne, Mark Barron, Ryan Tannehill, Luke Kuechly, Stephon Gilmore, Dontari Poe. Are you the kind of guy who like remembers the guys as snubs?
I remember now that you say those guys, yeah. But just it's crazy that how long ago that's been, and it's not that not a lot of those guys are in the league anymore, retired or for other reasons, but
or just didn't make
crazy.
it,
or didn't make it.
That night, where'd you think you were going?
I thought I was going 9.
Okay.
To
Is that Carolina?
9 to Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah, thought I was going 9. And then I knew Philly wanted me. And then once I saw Dontari go, and soon was like, obviously, my phone rang. Todd was sitting right beside me and said, "Hey, answer your phone." And it was a 215 number. So it was like, I was coming to Philly. So, hey, look, 12 years later, I'm still here.
12 years later, he's still here, and he's still playing at an extremely high level. Fletch, good luck on Sunday. We'll talk to you next week.
We all silly like the mayor.